Hello, Professor. In this presentation, I'm going to talk about the interface, the front end parts, and the connection between the front end and the back end. So, firstly, I'm going to access to the page. So, this is our web page. You can access to the application by typing this link, and the link you're going to find it's in the reports. Firstly, I'm gonna start the scripts that handles the backend. I'm gonna run the scripts that lets the connection to the MongoDB and lets us to fetch the APIs. So the next one, the next script is for uh, for Neo4j, and I'm gonna run it like previous one. Yes, and, 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 Now our two scripts are launched. So let's move back to the interface. So firstly, we're gonna create our first account. So let's make it just like that. Okay, match the username and do the sign. So when we create the account, here we can see the the main page of our inputs tweeters. So here we're gonna create our first tweets. For example, let's say hello, uh, everyone, features. I'm looking for some suggestions. That's it. Here I've set a new hashtag which is set test, and let's see the console here. So here you can see the tweets added successfully, and we can check it from here. And the get recommendation is working as well. This is the add user has been added when we sign up, and the add tweets has been added successfully. So if you want to check the tweets, we can go to Mongo, and here we can say Mongo. I'm gonna fetch it from here and use the database first. Then I'm gonna say the users find. Here you can see our users. Then I will say here you can see the tweets that has been added. So it's And here you can see the last tweets. So now let's try to add some tweets that has the same hashtag. For example, I'm gonna say Neo4G. And in the recommendation, we can see all the tweets that has the same hashtag has been fetched, just like that. All the tweets that are here has the same hashtag. Let's try with another hashtag, for example, Python. And now you can see all the tweets that has the hashtag Python and the name of the user is fetched here. And the tweet is here. Let's try with this hashtag. I'm gonna add this tweet and you can see that the tweet has fetched as well. So whenever we type a hashtag and it gets to the Neo4j database and fetched all the tweets that has the same hashtag, and you can access to the Neo4j database by typing the link and with the port 7474. Here you can see that the database is connected. So this is our interface, and if you want to log out you can click just like that, and you can connect again to the same user, and I'm gonna say the same username and password. I'm gonna move back to the username that I have created. This is test and test. And let's say test and try again. Here we go. This is the interface.
Hello, Professor. This is a quick demonstration showcasing our progress or our work in the recommendation pipeline project. So let's search by our Neo4j database. We can also see that our MongoDB here is running. Let's try and execute our first script, the app.py, which is responsible for user authentication and tweet storage in MongoDB for later batch processing. Let's see, it's running on port 5002. Let's use Insomnia to showcase it. Let's add a user, for example. It says that it was added successfully. Let's check it out. Here. Oh, it's normally here. Here she is. Uh, let's try and add a tweet now. Seven. Let's try and add this one, for example. Let's update. 12. Here she is. Let's now try and run our second script, which is the API responsible for connection to Neo4j and manipulation it. So let's go here. So let's try and run it. It's the new. But before doing so, let's note that Neo app is integrated with Kafka for processing of tweets for sentiment analysis. So we should first run our Kafka container since we are using a Docker container. So let's put it. Let's try and run it now on port 92, 9092. Here it is. It's running now. And now let's also run this. So this is the script that takes care of processing the tweets and extracting the sentiment analysis, then saving it into the graph database. Here it is. It should be running now. So let's try and run our primary script. Here she is. It's running on port 5001. So let's go ahead into back. Let's go back into Insomnia. So let's check beforehand a Neo4j database. Let's check the users that we already have. For example, here we go. We have 4 users. And let's see if we can add a user and also do sentiment analysis to his tweet. So let's add a new user. Let's give him an ID of 21. Let's give him a name new user. And this is, for example, what he's saying. Let's send it. Normally this should register into Neo4j now. There you go. So let's run this query again. Okay. So now we have one more user here. As you can see, it is the name of the user that we used. This is his post, I like Neo4j. That's good. Let's see if it has any sentiment done to it. And let's see if it has any connection to the hashtag graphs. So let's check the new user. This is his tweet. And we can see that they now have another relationship with the sentiment node, and it is of type new. And lastly, there is the recommendation part. So you give the user ID, and then you send the request, and then the response is a JSON format which gives the hashtags which are interesting for the user based on the tweets that he tweeted or the hashtags that he submitted, and then it gives him the related users or the recommendations, the usernames which he might like to follow. So there is this user, secondary user, and this other user who both have wrote tweets on these hashtags. So which is why they got recommended for this user. And that's it.